Finally, it's Faith Day, family. Welcome to the word for today. It comes from Matthew 7:14-16. Here, Jesus is teaching us that when the light of God comes within us, we are expected to become lights into the world that we live in, our community, our societies, within our homes even. So Jesus here was telling people a town on a hill cannot be hidden. You cannot hide away when the light of God has come upon you. And God ends by expecting us to do good deeds in front of people so his name may be glorified. So the word for today is stop hiding and start shining. There's so many things that cause us to want to hide and dim our light. Sometimes as Christians, we want to hide in the name of humility. That I cannot. The humble thing to do is to just stay put, hide away, and shy away from the spotlight. But here God is telling us you actually need to be the spotlight. You need to shine in the world so God may be glorified. There are default settings that limit us to do great things for God. Moses and Gideon gave reasons. Moses was, I'm a stutterer. My default nature cannot allow me to go and speak to Pharaoh. Gideon's excuse was, I'm the least in my family, in the name of humility. So sometimes we can use humility to hide from the assignment God has given us. And I'm just here to encourage you. I'm here actually to affirm what God has been telling you to do, that you need to stop hiding, stop being a Gideon, and stop being a Moses. Get out of that wilderness and get out of that cave and go and attempt great things for God. Be a David. David was so bold that whenever the opportunity came, he would go out there and do great things for God, and he was honored. So there is no honor that can come to a person who remains in hiding. You know the story of John after his birth. It says when people now knew after the season of Elizabeth being in hiding during his pregnancy, people rejoiced because they understood that a prophet had been born who was going to herald the coming of the Messiah. So now you need to understand that that assignment God has given you, that project that God has given you, that idea, that nudging that you are feeling, that thing that you know you need to do, it's from God. Because the word of God tells us that we will of ourselves to do no good. It is God who is willing you to do that thing. So go at it and do it with everything you've got. Don't let your default setting, your default nature hinder you. For you need to understand when the divine nature appears, he empowers you and equips you to do things not in your own strength, but in his strength. That's why Philippians tells us that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This is the word for you today to increase your faith and to also be aware and conscientize you that when you hide the talent away, just like in this parable of the talents, that shrewd servant decided, God is expecting too much of me, so I'm going to disuse this talent and hide it away. But when that owner came back, who is God, he asked that shrewd servant, what did you do with the talent? You do not want to come to the end of your line and God is going to ask you, what have you done with what I have given you? What did you do with what I was setting a light within your heart? What did you do? Don't disuse the talent because of your default setting. Rely on the divine nature and do great things for God. Stop hiding. I'm talking to you. Something led you to listen to this towards the end, and God is using me to tell you to stop hiding and start shining. May God bless you. Increase in faith, focus, fight, and keep moving forward to the glory of God.